For this project, I have chosen the Shrinking Lonesome Sestina by Miller Williams. This was a poem originally assigned to us in a Mobius slip writing, but from the beginning, reading it, it just really struck an emotional chord with me. It actually made me tear up, which doesn't happen very often, just because of the way it brings me back to home, very nostalgic sense of childhood and just the good old days and what used to be. So here it is, The Shrinking Lonesome Sestina by Miller Williams. Somewhere in everyone's head, something points towards home. A dashboard's floating compass, turning all the time to keep from turning. It doesn't matter how we come to be wherever we are, some place where nothing goes the way it went once, where nothing holds fast to where it belongs, or what you've risen or fallen to. What the bubble always points to, whether we notice it or not, is home. It may be true that if you move fast, everything fades away, that given time and noise enough, every memory goes into the blackness, and if new ones come, small, mole-like memories that come to live in the furry dark, they too curl up and die. But Carol goes to high school now. John works at home what days he can to spend some time with Sue and the kids. He drives too fast. Ellen won't eat her breakfast. Your sister was going to come but didn't have the time. Some mornings at 1 or 2 or 3, I want you home a lot. But then it goes. It all goes. Hold on fast to thoughts of home when they come. They're going to less with time. Time goes too fast. Come home. Forgive me that. One time it wasn't fast. A myth goes that when the years come, then you will too. Me, I'll still be home. So I think one of the main reasons that I loved the poem from the beginning was that it really just reminded me more of where I came from. It reminded me how, in the process of thinking so much about the future and what's next, and graduating in 2 weeks, just the way I've been so caught up in thinking about the future that I've totally lost sight of where I came from. Haven't been calling my parents as much, or my brother or sister, or really just thinking about home as much. I've been thinking so much about what's next that I've kind of forgotten about what's come before and what's been so crucial in making me who I am. So this poem really makes me think about my mom and just the way that whenever I'm home and I have to leave to come back to school, just the way that she hugs me so tight and tears up, even though she just tears up every time she knows it's coming. And just the way that she stands on the edge of the driveway, just waving goodbye until my car rounds the corner. So it just really brought back that emotional connection between my mom and I, and it just makes me smile and really just happy with the way that I was raised and my relationship with my mom nowadays, and my dad as well. So one of the things I think that Miller Williams does to make the poem so effective is not only do the words convey the idea that your memory of home shrinks over time, but the poem itself shrinks. Each of the six line stanzas gets shorter and shorter as the poem moves through. And eventually, the 6 words that Williams repeats throughout the Sestina become their own stanza, where it says, "Time goes too fast, come home." So essentially, the shortest stanza is the one that has the most clear meaning of what the poem is about. So I think the shrinking shape of the poem itself really contributes to its overall meaning. Also, I think in the first stanza, the image of the compass turning and turning, always pointing due north, to me, I interpret that as basically your memories of home, how you were raised, who you are, the love that you felt is something that always guides you and always directs you, no matter where you go, no matter how far physically away from home you are. Just how important how you were raised is, and just how you live your life and who you are. So I really love this poem. It makes me think about my mom and my parents and just my childhood and how much I loved it, and how I used to dream of playing for the Atlanta Braves and living at home. So my dreams were to play baseball and always stay with my parents, and just it really reminded me how much I love home and how much more I should appreciate it and take the time to call and think and just reflect on how that's made me who I am, because it's been so important for me, and I don't want to lose sight of that as I just look to the future all the time. So this is an important poem for me. Thank you for listening.